for getting to join us as we are getting ready for our next matchup between the Casuals and the Knights. When we're going to be hailing out of the home field for the Casuals, Champions Field. They're headed by their captain, Big Poppy, followed with Esper and Mr. Manager. And they're going to be facing off against the Knights, headed by Smooth Justice, Cran, and Prez J. Who do you think really has the advantage going into this one?
I have to say I'm extremely biased. I'm big fans of Casuals. A lot of those people are people I've been with a while, and pretty funny. There's something that I am to them. I think I'm special to them. So
that is a word. That is a word for it. Definitely.
I get some insider information, and by that I mean I get made fun of by the Casuals, and I take it.
Well, definitely, they are a fan and fun favorite, but they're up against a very heavy favorite. Oh, we're gonna have to do a server reset on this one, funsies. But they're up against a very offensive, pressure-oriented team of Smooth Justice, Cran, and Prez J. Cran being the friend of Smooth Justice, and they play together a whole bunch. And so it's gonna be interesting to see what they kind of do. Lots of I'm going to say there's going to be a lot of aerial combination passes going on. And Prez J, we've seen very, very solid. I think he's Champ 3, if he's not already Grand Champ. And so they're up against a wall right now. And
yeah, I haven't seen Karan play much, but I know Smooth Justice and definitely Prez J are pretty good players. But I don't know. Big Poppy, Manager, not Espar, but Big Poppy and Manager, really good players. You know? I'm kidding. Espar is too. But I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup because I know how good the Casuals are, and I've seen a little bit of the Knights play. But I still think the Casuals might have the upper hand, but I could eat my words.
I mean, I think this is going to be a back and forth a lot. If they can shut down, I think, Smooth, and that takes out a huge offensive component for the Knights, then it's going to be almost one-sided. And that's my opinion, at least. I think there's a lot that can go right for the Casuals, and when it starts going right, they start telling you it's going right. They may meme on you a little bit more than usual. And we're all for that. That's cool. That's good. Well, go ahead.
I think Casuals might have more of a toxic play style.
Wow.
Hopefully.
It's true.
Just play style. You know, I think they're a little more selfish with the ball, maybe. So hopefully they don't hog it. The demos might be coming out here.
Well, we're going to go ahead and head down to Champions Field. Then I realized I need to actually reset the all of the game things. It'd be fantastic if they started in game number 1 and everyone was at 0. Correct? Who do you think? How do you think this series is going to go? Do you think it's going to be more of a 3-0 sweep? Do you think it's going to be all the way down to the wire in game 5? What do you got?
Knowing how good Smooth Justice and Prez J are, I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think it's going to be very back and forth. We might even go to game 5. That might happen. Might see a few overtimes, but
already
maybe, hopefully. Have we had an overtime yet?
We have had I think. Have we? No, we haven't. So. We have not.
No.
Okay, so
we might see our first overtime.
Well, let's go ahead and get the players down on the field. It's not going to be overtime until it's time to play, so we got to get them going too. We have Mr. Manager, Esper, and Big Poppy versus Cran, Prez J, and their captain, Smooth Justice. Can the Knights overcome these casual champs? We're about to find out. Esper right off the kickoff, sending it booming downfield, but Smooth Justice immediately is going to take it before Mr. Manager can snag it from the corner. Smooth trying to take a nice, slow approach. The Knights, I've not honestly seen them play very much, so I don't know how gelled they are together. There's a lot of experience between the players on the casuals versus a lot of newness on the Knights side. So I don't know which side will really kind of prove, who's got the better skills. They could just treat this like a ranked game and hey, we just know each other and we're gonna win.
Yeah, you did mention earlier that Karan and Smooth were good friends, so hopefully maybe passing plays off of those two will help the team out, even if they are not familiar.
Spicy demo from Poppy against Prez J takes him out as their offense goes offensive. Esper bringing this up. He's going to try and follow it. He can't quite get his Smooth Justice defend the post. Mr. Manager trying to pop it over to Big Poppy. He's going to give it off to Cran. Cran, there's a lot of lofted plays. Again, we're finding the kind of knocking off of the rust, trying to get everyone comfortable as we go into series play. It's a lot different whenever you're dealing with a series versus dealing with an individual game. But Big Papi is just going to take advantage of this one.
Just takes it and puts it in. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, look, they're both up. They're both kind of selfish, but it works out in their favor this time. Just a bad touch by the Knights.
That ended up being an own goal. I'm not exactly sure who committed it. It could have been Cran. It could have been, I think it was actually Prez J, so he's going to want that one back. But hey, all's well that means well, and Casuals are up 1-0. Smooth Justice. There's been a lot of slow play, honestly, when it comes from these Knights. They're kind of getting a little bit of a doink, and then just wait to see if another man follows up or see what happens. And
I think their reputation is ahead of them for the Casuals. I think the Knights know how dangerous this team can be if they get off, and that's why they're trying to play it safe.
Ooh, and a couple of defensive miscues open up a lane for Smooth to score.
And I was wrong. But look at that, team plays. That's what the Knights need, since the Casuals don't seem to have it that much very well.
Prez J was able to move that past at least all three defenders actually of the Casuals, and it just able to take advantage and get the nice shot. Smooth Justice, he flourishes whenever he can get it, and Prez J just taking it right off the kickoff instead.
He said, I want I want one too. I don't want to just assist this game.
Woo, that was spicy. A good follow-up touch, able to quickly take a 0-1 deficit to a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, the Knights definitely don't want to be underestimated this game.
Definitely not. They were playing the long con, or at least the short con, of how slow they were playing, and now the Casuals are going to have to make up for it. Esper trying to get this back center, but 50 feet away by President J. We're calling him President J. It could be Press J. He likes the letter J. I'm not sure.
You know, we've had this conversation before.
We have, and it continues to be a debate. I want it to be a debate all season.
We never found out what it was.
Cran sending it back downfield. Big Papi trying to follow up after it. Able to dunk it away, but Smooth Justice coming at it hard. Mr. Manager going for his second touch, but Cran there, and Mr. Manager still wins out. Going in favor of the Casuals. A nice center, but no one there to follow up on the shot. Big Papi over to the corner, having to offer some boost instead. Esper over to Big Papi. Big Papi another touch over to Esper. Esper couldn't get his dodge roll to get back to the ball, so they lose possession. Mr. Manager though is going to opt into another play. Plan B. Big Papi with a no touch, and Esper able to get a second touch on that one.
That was good. They lost possession, and then Mr. Manager was like, nope, try again. Hit it right back in there. Esper got his try to score again since he missed it. So that's good. A little underdog there.
Wonderful. We're just over now halfway into this game, and there's been everyone has the pedal to the metal. The foot is down on the gas, and we are just all cylinders rolling. And Kron wanting to get in the mix for the scoring.
I think the Casuals might be getting a little too casual. I think they have to wake up and realize that they're not playing a six-man.
Ooh, that went right through that tire. That was so close. Big Papi barrel rolled to try and get there, but was out of position as he was on the near post, and that was shot from dead center. In hindsight, we can see everything 2020. Ben, he's wish he went to Lens Crafters to get his prescription filled. Oh, all the Casuals are upfield. It's an open net. Big Papi's not going to make it. And Cran with the cheeky touch.
The Casuals have a lot of offensive power, but if they don't have any defensive, then the Knights are just going to block it with their shields and bring it right back down full court.
Oh, man. Just turtling up and sliding on downfield to steal that shot. That one was already blocked away, and he just wanted to get in there. Oh my goodness. All right, the Casuals are down 2 off of some cheeky maneuvers and some good consistent play by the Knights. And Esper unable to get to total position from that pass. Smooth now. Having a 50 alongside Big Papi. Big Papi's waiting for Cran, but Esper able to help on the defensive.
How do you think 2 goals down and a minute and 18 seconds left is going to affect the mind state of the Casuals here?
I think the Casuals are just going to continue being the Casuals. They're going to fly downfield, and they're just going to try and score. They're all about just getting in there, just playing. Oh, and
own goal.
They are scoring, just in the wrong direction.
they said, oh, if we can't put it in their goal, we'll put it in our own.
Poor Big Poppy. He was trying to get inside the left post and just went. I don't think he saw how center that ball was dropping. Oh, he's gonna want that one back. Down 3. At this point, it's a. Is the term YOLO still used these days? Am I old? Is
Only by you, I think.
Only by me. Well, hey, it's used now, so there's a lot of YOLO that's gonna have to happen. They're gonna have to just fly downfield. I feel so old when I say that.
Well, I mean, there's demos in cars, right? But do the people inside die?
Do they?
Dude, I don't know, but it looks like the casuals are dying.
Yeah, they're trying to dig their own grave at this point. Down 4 in game 1 is not going very well for them at all.
You know, I can't wait to see the memes that come out of this. Or just the roast session that's going to happen in the casuals after this.
It could be a self-roast session at this point. But hopefully they can just kind of maybe take this little bit of as a learning curve and just go into game number 2 with a little bit more knowledge. We already saw a rebound in our first series between the Ninjas and the Mob. The Ninjas were able to take a game 1 loss and turn it into an entire series win. So casuals, casually be doing the same thing.
Yeah, they might be saving their good plays for the next round since they think this one's already over.
Mr. Manager, take this out from the corner. 10 seconds remaining. Maybe get a consolation goal, some field goods. Esper, nice long boomer. Mr. Manager with another touch. This one's gonna hit the ground. Oh, somehow still in play. I thought that hit after the timer. Gonna drop down from the ceiling. Mr. Manager with the no touch. Knights will take game number 1.
I might have been too biased. I don't know. It's not looking good for the casuals right now. But hopefully they can bring it back. Is Mr. Manager's picture Guy Fieri?
I am not sure. I really am not sure. But what can you tell me about what exactly kind of went wrong for the casuals? That's probably a better start for us.
I think the casuals had the mindset that they were going to win and sweep, and that made to a lot of more mistakes and defensive issues. And all the Knights did was block, and they took Karan, who not a lot of people know, and they just put him in good positions. And they just they took their confidence and turned it around against them.
And it was weird because at the beginning of the game, there's a lot of slow plays going on, and then especially out of the Knights' end, and then just kind of little touch, little bounce, little touch, little bounce, and we had a 2-2. You wouldn't believe that this game was tied at the 2-minute mark with this score separation we have at 6-2 at the end of all the things. There's a ton of shots compared from the Knights compared to the casuals at the end of it all, and so maybe just we've seen, especially from a lot of the players that play on the casuals, when they get down in shots, they don't do well. They have to be able to at least keep an even shot differential, and so
I think they're going to try and come out of the gate swinging this time and score as many as they can. Say that was a fluke. Try and get ahead before the Knights can actually get off, but hopefully that was just the casuals warming up, and this game they're going to be nice and warm and ready to play.
Just giving a false sense of security as Esper just air dribbled that the whole way before ending up in a dunk session with Cran. Big Poppy bringing out the ceiling. Cran touching the ball at every opportunity. Prez J leaving out now back to midfield. Esper and Mr. Manager trying to play it up against one another, but it goes to the post. Big Poppy's going to 50 this alongside Smooth, and Cran yet again is going to 50 it back to the ceiling. A lot of good, able touches from Cran is enabling these Knights to stay on the offensive and not have to worry about many shots at their net. So I see a lot of, I see someone that maybe deserves a demo or a shutdown play at this point.
Yeah, hopefully the casuals will figure out that it takes a lot to kill a kingdom.
Well, casuals definitely figuring out, and you need a person on defense to, get the ball out of the net. Able to just take Mr. Manager's clear and just put it right back down his throat. You gotta wonder about the rotation from Esper and Big Poppy, leaving him the only man back.
And you saw Smooth was super confident in that goal. He just stopped moving and let it go in.
Like a good captain should. Let them get the points that they need. I think actually a touch from him might have messed something up. So
it's better that it didn't take the chance.
Mr. Manager trying to get this over to Big Poppy. Big Poppy being met with a lot of heads-up pressure, and that's probably affecting him both mentally and also gameplay-wise. This one rolling, though, over the face of the net, and Prez J just catches it. catcher, waiting for the pitcher to get that fastball in there. Cran now. Ooh, bumping managers for the no-touch, and Esper. A lot of, see, just about to talk about the demos.
Yeah, and I'm positive that the casuals do catch. They're definitely not pitchers. None of them.
Definitely. Most definitely. Probably. Cran with a nice clear out from the right side. Big Poppy now trying to float to this one. Just delay. It's a little bit. Esper just bring it back to center. This has been a weird volley going on. You know, it's casual just kind of left, right, trying to keep the ball back and forth. Maybe do a little bit of boost steal against these Knights. Maybe slow them down as much as they can.
Yeah, they're keeping on the Knights' end, but the Knights they have strong defense. I think there's always person back in net, and there's always someone ready to block the ball.
Esper with the shot, and able to get it under 2 defenders of the Knights to even it up.
Casuals say it doesn't matter how well you defend this goal. If we keep sending shots at it, we're going to get it eventually.
Ooh, Big Poppy kind of just threw his hands up and kind of like very finessed the ball right into Esper's open shot. And I think both Knights were expecting something to go a little bit higher, but he just drilled it right under them.
Yeah, that was impressive. I think they're going to start warming up, and that they're going to say that first game, that was your only chance to beat us, and now we're going to come back.
Oh man, being cocky for them, I love it. Mr. Manager trying to grab this out of the corner, but Big Poppy is going to have to get it himself. Casuals are going to have to work on the rotations. They are constantly leaving just one man to have to deal with like 3 people, and that's not working for them. But I say that while they're tied, so something's working for them.
Huh? I mean, they played well. They played together before, but I don't think they've actually practiced beforehand. I'm not exactly sure. I think they just kind of thought they were going to do well.
Hey.
But it seems like the Knights played together a little bit more than the Casuals have.
You know, they're starting to prove me wrong, maybe. Mr. Manager now, off to the corner. Big Poppy bumping around President J, trying to ruin that play. And right now, Esper with a good long clear. Cran having to chase it as President J is the only one left. Big Poppy taking Cran out of the picture. Trying to open up as many lanes as he can for his casuals.
That's what we said last game. If they've got to take Coran out, it's one of the good defenders.
Ooh, Big Poppy is on a warpath now, just demoing anyone that gets in his way. And with a wonderful shot, oh, nearly a double dunk. Big Poppy wasn't able to take it from Manager. Oh my goodness, we're still a minute and a half left.
I'd be demoing the team too if I had 7 shots and 0 goals.
Woo! This Manager is gonna put this out to midfield. Esper unable to retrieve back yet. Big Poppy now is gonna have to go for the long clear, but President J already in the way. Esper here to play, and it's going that way. Cran now taking it to the corner again with the casuals.
This shot and this save ratio are crazy on these two teams. It's like an unstoppable force versus an immovable object.
I love it. I love that. Print that. I want that in a book. I think it's in a book.
I'm sure that's probably everywhere.
That's a good use of a nice quote. I like it.
Are you talking about merchandise? Like last game, you were talking about getting the, what was it, the Fetty Wap or something with the banana on it?
Look, okay, it's not quite copyrighted, and I don't want to keep saying it when someone else can do it for me. Mr. Manager now sending it off to Esper, who actually slows this play down. Mr. Manager, if he'd gone for a demo or a bump on goal, that could have been it. We may be looking at overtime, our first one of this week, but it jumps down from the crossbar, and Smooth Justice will take the lead for the Knights.
The Knights said, we're done defending, and we're going to start playing offensive just to win this game before the next one.
Oh, they weathered the storm, they weathered the siege inside their castle, let down the giant gate, and went on the attack.
They're in the Trojan horses.
In the Trojan horses.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that the Romans? I forgot.
But it was definitely the Romans.
The casuals are going to have to do something, and how, and fast, if they don't want to have to now face doing a reverse sweep to win this series. Big Poppy over to Esper. President J gets in the way. Smooth Justice sitting to the wall. Mr. Manager is going to have to take it all. This is dropping low. Oh, the casuals have to get under it. They cannot. Knights.
They just fell apart there at the end.
Ooh, Knights go up.
The casuals starting to feel the pressure, and the Knights are definitely making me eat my words earlier. So it's definitely going in the Knights' favor. You might see a 3-0, like you said earlier.
It's 12 shots to 3, 7 saves to 1. That is a mega difference. And tell me how they were able to get what they needed just out of 3 shots.
I think that just the defense. I think if they're like specializing in defense. I don't know if it's just this game, but Coran, we thought that he was He was just the extra, the third man coming in. We didn't know much about. I thought Smooth Justice and Karan were gonna play. Duo was a lot better assisting, but Karan says no. I'm gonna stay back and let Prez J score and Smooth score, and I'm just gonna save every ball that comes at me.
Yeah, he's definitely been one of the most involved people on this entire Knights team, and 5 saves. He was their wall. He was their giant siege gate, and he enabled them to stay in this game. Like 12 shots from the casuals, 12, and they just could not get it in. Like a few of them, yes, off the post, off the side, it just did not find any benefit from it. The net was telling them no, Knights were telling them no, the field said no, Kool-Aid Man said no, and right now they're trying to go, oh yeah, they're gonna have to go 3 in a row, facing game number 3, a possible sweep. So let's see if the casuals can come back with it. They obviously have the offensive pressure to put the Knights in a hole, but they're gonna have to actually put the dirt on top and completely bury them.
I think that if the casuals, I think they're too predictable right now. I think they're coming in too high. There's not a lot of ground shots, and it's kind of easy to save those long shots. I think they need more dribbling plays and maybe more one-man plays. That might be able to get it past Karan.
Well, you know, whenever you were commentating during our combines, all of your expert advice, your expert advice, your expertise, it did ring true.
Oh.
But right now, Smooth is just too strong of a will and a force to stop.
Smooth said, I know I got the lowest score last game, but watch this. And just comes out the gate and show us that every member on the Knights team is someone to be feared.
A wonderful extra touch from off his bottom tire. We're less than 30 seconds into this. The casuals have had to come down from, or had to come up from being down every single game, and you know that's wearing their mentality thin. Cran with almost another shot under the crossbar, as Esper is just trying to get it off of their edge of the field. Smooth now working past Big Poppy. Mr. Manager 50 with Smooth. Smooth's just gonna actually retreat. I was thinking he was gonna get another shot. Doesn't need to. Cran with the upside down flip to get goal number 2.
The MVP of last game comes in and says, I'm tired of defending. I'm going to score some shots too. And just comes in and destroys the casuals defense. If the casuals don't switch to a more defensive play style, I'm going to say 3-0 for Knights.
My goodness. And they're already in a hole, and we're barely a minute into this game. Cran has proved himself to be a force. Definitely a very sneaky pickup. I didn't see him get to play in very many, if at all, of the combines. But hey, you know what? If that was kind of a method that Smooth and company were going for their draft pickup, then so be it. Nice pass up.
Sometimes there's just luck in these drafts. You pick someone up who seems good in a game or two, and they just turn out to be phenomenal.
Heck yeah. Big Poppy's going to have to follow up on this one, taking it from the high wall. Oh, he's actually combining with Cran to just dunk it down to the pitch floor. Mr. Manager, a nice one over to Big Poppy, but Big Poppy was backwards and couldn't quite grab it. Esper unable to grab it from Poppy's possession. Manager's hoping the post can get it. He looks like he's out of boost. A little bit it was. Esper with a nice clear off of the backboard. Smooth Justice bringing back to the corner yet again, and Big Poppy is trying to keep defense happening. Mr. Manager's going for another touch. Receive it as all of the Knights are kind of content to play long defensive. They don't have to do too much on the casual side of the field as of right now.
No, the Knights are already up 2. All they need to do is defend, which is we've seen that they can do easily. There's no real reason to go into their half.
Big Poppy, a nice long clear, hoping that Esper can get there first, but no, it just goes into Esper or President J's possession. Oh, you're talking about some dribble plays. Big Poppy trying to now take it past Cran, but couldn't. Smooth Justice with the clear from the corner. An extra touch from President J, but the shot was not on, but a good save from Esper anyway. Oh, there's a lot of open net happening, and he actually takes it away. Cran should have left that over to Pres J. Probably would have had a shot.
I fear that the casuals are going to say they need to make these 2 points up and then abandon defense again to try and make up the gap, and they're going to get crushed.
Well, this is a dangerous situation right now, and Mr. Manager is going to get goal number 1 for the casuals and keep them in this contest.
I was wrong, I guess.
You were right, that is Guy Fieri. That is definitely Guy Fieri.
That is Guy Fieri.
That is Guy Fieri. That's good.
But even on that goal, you saw President J got a touch of it just after they put it in the goal. Even if they put it in, there's a knight in the frame super close to saving it every time.
They are definitely able to get a ball touch every single time, whether it be defense, offense. They are going to be contesting and challenging the possession of wherever it's going. Mr. Manager putting that out to the side while President J with the easy clear. Smooth Justice is going to get the doink. A little bit of nice extra touch keeps it rolling. Big Poppy now. No, Manager fighting it past Cran. Manager now trying to go for an extra center. This is going to come off as a nice bounce. Oh, but Smooth Justice gets in the way of Esper.
It was quite a predictable play. I'm telling you, these casuals, they have to stop being so casual and get crazy with their goals. I think they should probably stop making so many memes and probably start learning how to play Rocket League again.
Hey, sometimes culture just predicts good skills. I'm not sure about that one, but the casuals, they can bring this back. A little bit over a minute remains. They're only down 1. They just have to be able to find the chink in the armor, the little niches between those armor plates, and that's the weakness of these knights. As now this is one that's going to come off of the backboard. No touch from Cran, and there's one right there.
The casuals are not dead. They're not going to sit down and let you sweep them. If anything, they're going to get one game. That's all they want. But they're not going to take this humiliation sitting down.
Big Poppy using that giant unicorn horn to make some magic happen. It's going to be Wizards versus, what is it, Warriors? Is that what we're doing? Is that a thing?
Which, you know, you've made so many D&D references, I'm losing track.
That's what I do on Fridays. Look me up. President J put it to the corner again. Lots of knights in this one corner. Esper able to clear it long, but Pres J was in good rotation. Big Poppy is going to try and keep this play going, keep it in this nice little zone. 30 seconds remain. We might be going to an overtime. Mr. Manager, centering it up. Esper back to the corner. A full commit, not quite from the casuals. It does go over Poppy. Oh, but a double commit now between Poppy and Manager. This is for the series. If they can get to an overtime, they will have an extra chance. They cannot let one through. Otherwise, they will be facing our season's first sweep. Cran over to Pres J. Pres J not in good position. Will this go full pitch for the Knights? No. We will be going to overtime.
First overtime. Let's see if the casuals can at least get one game in. I definitely do not want them to just sit down and take this.
Casuals are fighting for their lives right now.
Ooh.
This is the first game of their kind of double whammy this weekend. But they want to set it off with a good tone, good feels, and a loss here would not do well going to their next match. President J centering it up over. Esper is going to try and grab it. Big Poppy and Esper actually combining on a double commit. Mr. Manager, though, able to keep the dream alive. Shot coming. Smooth Justice just out of the way, and Esper wasn't able to get there yet.
They got it past one.
Just able to rotate back in time was Manager. Now Big Poppy having to do some work as a captain. Esper left all alone. All 3 members of Knights, actually all 6 men in one spot. A little bit chaotic. The no touches are making everyone a little bit nervous. Big Poppy now into the corner. President J trying to reel it back. The crowd is shouting defense, and the casuals are providing it. But can that unicorn horn be as magical as it needs to be? Smooth Justice up to center. Esper with a nice touch. It's going off to the sidewall again. President J. Now to Cran.
Just can't seem to sink it.
Smooth Justice. He's going to get a nice poke. It's dropping down, but a wonderful save by Mr. Manager. Press J again.
You see here, the casuals are playing defense finally, because in overtime you're a little more hesitant. But you see the Knights, they're all in the other half because they have 3 games up. It doesn't matter if they lose 1 overtime.
They can go full tilt in this one, but the casuals need to make this work. An intense pinch goes all the way to the Knights' end of the field. Esper dropping it into the zone, and very wisely, only one man up to actually grab it. As Cran sends it back downfield. Smooth just keeping the play alive. It's heading towards net. Big Poppy, Manager waiting on it, but Big Poppy's going to get the second touch. No! It's faking out Press J, trying to work him. Use your advice and do a little bit more of a dribble play. Mr. Manager, all the way from downtown! He pre-jumped from space for this one.
All it took for them to win was almost losing. That's all it takes.
Oh my goodness. I've seen manager do this time and again. He will pre-jump from all the way across the pitch just to get a shot, and that one worked out for him. The casuals are, oh, they're not down. Or they're down, but they're not out.
They're not done.
They're
I don't know.
not done.
Do you think the Knights just woke up the beast and think a reverse sweep is going to come in?
I think they are freeing the beast, and I'm hoping the casuals can come back and give us some more competition. Because honestly, I was a little disappointed with their first two, well, especially with their Game 1 performance. Game 2 kind of got away from them, but whew.
How do you think the casuals played this way versus the other games, which gave them the win for this one?
I think there was just more, they were able to actually work from the corners. They weren't able to get a lot more of that, and they were able to work past the defense. Cran, still doing well, didn't get as many saves, had to put a lot more of that pressure onto Smooth, and Smooth himself is more of an offensive guy. So if you have him more in the net, you're not utilizing him the best way possible. Big Poppy, a lot of good shots and saves. He was putting his team on his shoulders, and he was carrying them as best as he could.
Yeah, and the chat is going crazy with Bears right now.
Bears galore!
Bears galore. I think everyone's hoping these casuals can bring it back. It would be quite unbearable if they didn't.
Oh, we're already going into game number 4 now. We're going to have these two teams join up whenever they can. Yeah, if Big Poppy and Esper and Manager can just continue to work off of one another, they can get tilted. They can get a little bit in their own, but if they can weather they're trying to match how defensive the Knights have been. They can weather the storm. But they have to actually produce at the end of it. They can't just be sitting in your own goal the whole time.
And I think the Knights finally tasting a loss. They're gonna sit down and polish their armor and probably go back to that defensive play style we were seeing them in the first 2 games.
Big Poppy taking that one off. See, you can D&D reference too, or maybe it's just more medieval. I'm not sure.
It was definitely medieval.
It's good. It's the same thing.
I'm not making fun of you. D&D's good.
It's good. Big Poppy is going to just kick this one over to Cran, but Cran was in good rotation and just kicks it out from center for a nice long rolling clear.
Stonewall Cran.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's a good one. Stonewall Cran. Someone meme it. I want to see it. Smooth Justice jumping for this one. Can't hit the double tap as it was put up to the backboard. Manager over to Esper. Esper back to himself, and Cran faking out the touch. President J's going for the dunk. Smooth Justice jumped a little too early, and now most of Casuals is actually past the ball. They probably able to get the long clear though. Mr. Manager put it to the sidewall. This actually centers it up for the Knights, but no one is there to take advantage. Lots of good.
You can see that Esper and Manager are kind of playing back a little bit more, a little more ready to not let them score as much.
Esper. Oh, with a nice long boomer. Cran actually had a weird touch on that one. He was almost without getting it. Would have easily let a goal in.
My
Casuals
God.
going quite back, but Esper able to win that away.
He's able to pop it up for himself and then take the tack right over the casual.
Esper over to Manager. Manager trying to delay it. Give it back to Big Poppy. Big Poppy with a shot, but it goes right into the corner where Cran was sitting. Sometimes you just accidentally hit it right at the opponent. Like you know where you're trying to hit it, and then you just can't get it there.
It's a homing ball. It just goes right for the place you don't want it.
It's a heat seeker.
It's a heat seeker. It's a post seeker is what it is.
Post seeker. I mean, that's, well, one of our players is really good at that. Tusmala. Mr. Manager sitting it downfield. The Smooth Justice quickly going to receive that. The Casuals, they're trying to work on possession. They've been seated very squarely in their net, and they haven't been able to really get to the Knights too often. They've had a couple shots. Oh, and a double demo. Smooth and Poppy, both captains killing themselves. 2v2 for a moment. Now Big
Well, that's kind of where the casuals need to be. I think they're tired of playing offensive and losing, so they're switched to a more defensive style. And hopefully they're going to do what the Knights did, just cherry pick their shots.
Smooth Justice is chasing Mr. Manager down. Can't get the demo. Esper's going to try and drop it, but cannot grab it. Cran now finally taking possession for the first time in a long while. I haven't seen him actually touch it for a full minute, which is forever in Rocket League time.
Exactly.
Smooth Justice. So the Knights trying to find that little extra spot. Big Poppy actually taking off the butt of a Knight. And Esper with the shot. And this one's going under the crossbar. They'll go up 1-0.
I think the casuals might come back. I think reverse sweep. The unstoppable bear reverse sweep. Can we get some bears in chat for the casuals?
So it's the immovable knight and the unstoppable bear. Is that what we're talking about?
That's what we're doing.
No, we need a bear with sunglasses. That's the only way that this would be even better.
Oh, you have to make that a Twitch sticker emote.
We should. We really, really should. Manager now trying to get this back up to center. Smooth Justice trying to take it. Oh, a combined defensive pass? That was cool. I like the double dunk on each other. Poppy. Oh, actually just kind of shadowing, being in the way of Esper and just let him get the touch. But now the casuals are back on defense. Smooth Justice. Back to Esper. President J's gonna try and play this backwards, but Big Poppy's having nothing of it.
Big Poppy is just trying his best to carry this team. Each game so far, I think the casuals, Big Poppy has been on top.
If there has ever been a player that has been more in the know with doing reverse sweeps, it is Big Poppy. And that wonderful back and forth between him and Esper was great. Esper had to chase us the whole way, had to side flip his card the opposite way to make it go right, and Big Poppy just finishes the deed.
That was amazing minor touch, which just perfectly gave it to Big Poppy to sink in the goal.
Big Poppy now. Oh, this one's dangerously high. We've seen a lot of bad juju when it goes to that high angle, 50-50. At least today. Esper following up. The Knights now, they're feeling the heat. Maybe polish that armor a little bit too much, as they're now down by 2, less than a minute remaining, and are facing the nerve-wracking possibility of the casuals going for a reverse sweep.
Yeah, I think the Knights are coming out a little too far. They're trying to finish this up. They think it's last game. They can just win whenever they want, but that's not true, because the casual will take advantage of your mistakes and win this series.
I think the Knights had a game plan. It wasn't working. And then as soon as that kind of lackadaisical mindset set in, it's like, hey man, we're up 2. We can easily get this. And then that OT loss, it's starting to wear on their mental stability. Mr. Manager.
That's how reverse sweeps happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's more about emotion at that point, because half this game is the mind and the other half is skill.
Right. I mean, if you're as good as you can be, if you're as good as the other person, the only thing that sets you apart is how much you want to win.
The casuals win game number 4. We are going to a 5th game in this best of 5. Holy mess. And we're actually pretty dead even in shots. It was just all effort by Big Poppy.
We have a bit of lag on one of our players, but I think that the casuals might be warming up, and I think they're gonna take this reverse sweep. But I also don't want them to get a big head and think, oh, we just came up 2, we can get this last one. And the Knights are saying, we're down 2, like we're even now. We just lost 2 games in a row. We have to bring this back to our defensive or score more.
Yeah, they need to actually get down there and just get in I mean, they've applied some pressure. We are having one. For every match that we have and every series that we have, there can be at least one series reset for the server. So yes, so we will have to do a server reset, and we will have to come back into this. So we will all be departing. We will be taking a very short break so we can get back into this gameplay, which provides us some ability to just kind of reset the clock, reset the tech, and hey, if we're going to game 5, I want everyone to be on the best game they can have.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't kill anyone's momentum, and we'll just come back and last game.
Yeah, the casuals are definitely riding that momentum. I'm hoping it doesn't break them, and maybe just gives both of these teams a little bit more of an extra oomph, kind of preparedness to kind of make it out there.
I think it'll give them some time to talk about a game plan, hopefully, and figure out how they want to take this last game. If they want to make it risky and highly rewarding, or play it slow and just try and get the win.
I mean, the good news is that it allows both teams to be able to do that. So no one team has just that advantage. So
Right.
It's not the worst deal. But we have our admin go ahead and resetting everything, making sure that we are good to go. We only have, I think, one other player that needs to rejoin.
And yeah, I think this might be good for both teams to kind of just talk and see how this could go. But what do you think now? Do you think the casuals are gonna keep the momentum they have and they're gonna win it, or do you think that the Knights are gonna, wake back up and take it?
So I think Big Poppy is going to be a big part of what is going on with these teams. Big Poppy is going to have to just continue to carry. I'm not saying he is carrying because he's doing a lot with his other teammates, but obviously he is the sticker. He is the main.
He's the pillar of the casuals.
Yes, he is always involved. He's always there, and he has to just he has to be involved in every play.
Right. But but Manager and Esbar, I mean, we've seen amazing highlights from both of those. I mean, Esbar's earlier pass with the one-wheel touch, and they're not weak players. You still have to look out for them. So even if they demo Poppy, you still got to worry about those two.
Definitely. All right, we're all set. We're good to go. Ping is ping, and it's just gonna be what it is. This is Game 5 between the Knights and the Casuals. This is a reverse sweep in the making from the Casuals, and the Knights are facing all sorts of pressure. Who knows what's going to happen as we go into this one. I want to see Cran get more involved. Cran's been very quiet on the side of the Knights, and I think that's what's been helping the Casuals come back. He's tried to be more defensive, which has been good, but he's not been able to get those more pass plays happening between him, and especially him and Smooth Justice.
Right. I think Karan is another cornerstone of this team. I think it's very important that he does his best, and just like Big Poppy, he might be able to help the team out and hopefully get the win.
Esper with the clear up to the corner. Karan missing it, but Prez J able to easily make up for it as he's actually going to take a shot towards net. Oh, that was going towards the crossbar, but Big Poppy again getting involved. A little bit of a double commit from the Casuals. Esper already 50ing it over Smooth, not even having to touch him. Prez J catching it right off the hit. Big Poppy. This is going to be a nice doink center. Mr. Manager's going for the shot and grabbing it inside the right post for goal number 1.
And that could be bad. That could mean that the Casuals didn't lose their momentum, and that might scare the Knights a little bit. Hopefully the Knights don't lose heart and keep at it. I think they can still turn this around. It's only 1 goal and have 4 minutes left.
Definitely, Knights are facing just a renewed, refreshed Casuals that they smell blood in the water. They are bear sharks, the deadliest land animal fish that's ever existed, and they are
do Knights
hunting.
go in the water?
I mean, these are Aqua Knights, I guess.
Aqua Knights versus Shark Bears?
Shark Bear versus Aqua Knight. Make it a thing. This is real.
Shark Bear NATO?
Shark Bear NATO versus the Aqua Knight siege weapon.
Siege.
Big Poppy with a nice clear. Cran is trying to follow it up, but actually ends up sending it to the far right wall. Esper now with a long boomer. Smooth is going to catch it. Mr. Manager is going to leave this off to Big Poppy. So he's going to have to make a defensive rotation. Esper. Oh! All the Casuals bumping one another. This just slides right between them.
Yeah, a little bit of a bad defensive play there for the Casuals. It's they're all a little too close, and that was a whole team doink. They all just hit each other.
I think Mr. Manager was leaving that out to Big Poppy, and that actually messed Poppy up because Manager was very nearby to be able to take possession of that ball. Manager now is going to have to try and make up for it. Big Poppy's going to leave this off into the corner. Prez J. Oh, with a rolling pinch. Casual's going to have to get back in a hurry. Big Poppy now.
Look at that communication. The Casuals are actually playing together.
They know who to give it to. They know when to let the ball go. That one almost let go the wrong way. Big Poppy now out from his own corner. Prez J will try and drop it over to Smooth Justice. Smooth Justice able to grab it, but this is just going to go high in the midfield. Manager going for the double dunk. No one's there yet. Esper still keeping it in play. Big Poppy's going to roll out from the corner. Cran trying to 50 away from him, and a nice defensive measure to get in the way of the Poppy. The touch. Down to Esper. Esper catching it under Smooth Justice. Cran all by his lonesome, but able to do the work. Knights are trying to prove that this is not going to happen. The first 2 games weren't flukes, and that they're here to finally just win. They've had several opportunities to do that, and it has just not played out for them.
I think this is going to have everyone on the edge of their seats. Game 5, 1 for 1, 2 minutes left. Reverse sweep in the making. This is probably the most intense series
Talk about
that we're
setting
going to
the
have.
tone. If you can get a reverse sweep, talk about having championship tier material for just anyone to compete at this level. Big Poppy now, out from the corner. Cran going to sit back. We're going to have a rotation to the side. There's Cran now. He's lining it up to Smooth Justice. Smooth Justice is a little bit ahead of him now. Demo's going to open it up, but Prez J was able to just backflip into the post.
It's good defense by the Knights. They're sticking to their fundamentals here.
Shields up, swords out. Cran now missing this one. Manager's going to leave it to Esper. Big Poppy, last man back to Smooth Justice, is going to try and get it past him. This neutralizes up to the ceiling. Esper getting in front of Manager, intercepting it before he could grab it. Esper's going to rotate back out. Big Poppy is going to put it up to the backboard. Cran does very well at knowing what corner to put it away to, just keeping it off of goal. Just doing it well to let his team have an extra few seconds of rotation, then come back and assist him. 1 minute remaining. Will we see overtime, or will this end in regulation? Casuals are putting on the pressure for the last 30 seconds. The Knights aren't able to really answer as of yet. This is going backboard.
The ball's hanging in the Knights' half for too long this game, but that's how game 1 was, and all the Knights had to do was cherry pick their one shot. That's all they needed to win.
They're lining it up. That one very dangerous and right off of the crossbar. Smooth Justice trying to get this back there. Mr. Manager. Lots of improved play from him. This is going to crossbar again, and an extra double touch. Cran will get goal number 2 for the Knights.
An amazing double touch by Cran. They said, well, I'm not taking this momentum you guys have. I'm gonna win this. The Bears are going down. What are they? The Bearfish? The Bear Sharks?
But I think it's just the Sea Bear.
The Sea Bear.
The Sea Bear.
The Sea Bears are going down.
But 24 seconds remains. We've seen crazier things happen in Rocket League. Esper unable to grab that one from Mr. Manager. Big Poppy is keeping the goal clear of any other issues. Casuals will have to take a lot of possession. Good passing plays will be paramount.
Casual goal here.
Esper with a nice touch. Big Poppy lining up for the Casuals.
Oh, I think this is bad.
Casuals are in play. This is going to go off to the wall. No one there.
Oh.
To the floor with it. Knights
and it's the
shut
Knights.
down. The reverse sweep.
Oh, I wanted to see an overtime. I wanted to see the Casuals come back and get a reverse sweep. But I think the Knights got what they were owed. They took the first 2 games at a heavy lead, and they said, this belongs to us. This is our series.
And Poppy was able to take everything onto his shoulders, and just it just wasn't able to be enough. A lot of good passing plays as we went to the end of that, and it just proved all the better for the Knights. Knights able to take it in Game 5, 3-2. What a wonderful series. Very close at the end.
Amazing series. I think the other teams are going to watch this and realize how high the bar set is for this league.
It's really high at this point. I mean, good luck trying to follow up after that. We already had a finale type finish when that was only game number 2. But we're going to have to go ahead, and we're a little bit behind schedule. We're going to have to go ahead and set the timer and clock going towards game number 3. We'll be seeing you very soon, Phoenix, and I appreciate you joining us. And I appreciate everyone joining us for the Frontline Gaming Community's Summer Draft Series Week 1. We'll be heading to match number 3 right after this. It's going to be the Bandits versus the Ninjas. Stay tuned.